Part 3. The ones who went too far. The third message came in 2014. Like the two before it, it began with a whisper. Another image, another test. But this time, the mood had shifted. It was no longer a hunt. It was a reckoning. Those who had followed Cicada from the beginning, those who had walked the path, who had poured their minds into the ciphered void had changed. Some had grown silent, others unwell. Forums that once brimmed with collaboration turned cold, paranoid. Threads vanished. Emails bounced back. A few old usernames reappeared, only to post cryptic warnings then were never seen again. One wrote, "We were wrong to follow it. There's something beneath the puzzle, something we weren't supposed to see." Another said, "It's not a game. It never was." Turned back, but the new puzzle was already spreading. At first, it seemed similar code embedded in images, hidden messages and prime numbers, references to ancient Gnostic texts and obscure digital protocols. But the voice behind it felt altered. Sharper, less philosophical, more commanding. The Liber Primus returned its untranslated pages, now center stage. Only a few lines had been deciphered, and even those felt like riddles wrapped in riddles. One line stood out. "You have already seen too much." The community fractured. Many of the original solvers had vanished. Those left behind began to turn on each other. Accusations of sabotage, of misinformation. Some believed Cicada had turned the players into the puzzle, watch their descent into madness as a final test of who remained pure. A user on Reddit known only as Navidson, a name borrowed from House of Leaves, a novel about a house that's bigger on the inside than the outside, claimed he had reached the final stage. He posted a picture of a handwritten note, partially burned, with only a few legible words. "The choice is made in silence. The silence is eternal." He posted once more, a week later. A black screen, the sound of static, and a whisper, barely audible. "They are real." Then nothing. His account was deleted. Some dismissed it as performance art, but others felt something deeper, a sense that a line had been crossed, that Cicada had stopped recruiting and started judging. And then there were the anomalies. One user in Prague reported receiving a physical letter with a black seal, no return address, no writing inside, just a single cicada wing, perfectly preserved, taped to the paper. Another, an amateur cryptographer from Canada, claimed his hard drive wiped itself in the middle of the night after attempting to brute force one of the Liber Primus pages. He was later hospitalized for what doctors called stress-induced hallucinations. He said he kept seeing insects crawling behind his eyes. But the most unsettling account came from a man known only by his handle, Glass Bees. He had been part of a private group attempting to decode the full book offline, away from prying eyes. Then he vanished. Months later, a video surfaced on a deep web forum, blurry, jittery, barely a minute long. It showed a dark room, a desk, papers scattered across it. On the wall, a cicada symbol carved into plaster. A figure hunched over the desk, unmoving, as if frozen in time. At the end of the video, the camera panned to a mirror just long enough to show that there was no camera operator. The video file was titled, "The Price of Knowledge." From that point, the cicada puzzle never officially returned. The trail went cold. No new posts, no new coordinates, nothing. But the book remained. The Liber Primus still online, still untranslated, still whispering. And in its silence, people began to see themselves, or what was left of themselves after the obsession had hollowed them out. Cicada didn't have to say anything more. The damage was already done. The few who persisted now walked a path without end, chasing meanings hidden in shadows, rewriting ancient texts, scouring dead languages for a key that may never exist. But one question lingered in the minds of all who had followed the cicada song. What if this wasn't meant to be solved? What if it was meant to trap you?